Warriors Postgame Live brought to you by Toyota. A 20-point blowout lead. The Warriors now 5-1 on this homestand, and for the first time this season, 5 games over 500. Okay, this was all about numbers, just impressive ones tonight. 8 players in double digit scoring, 70 bench points in this one. Everybody 8 on the way to beating the Hornets. Hello, everyone. With the Hall of Famer Chris Mullin and the NBA champ Festus Ezeli, I'm Kareth Burke. We could start in so many places, guys. But I want to start with just the way that the ball was moving around, how everyone was involved, those 8 players in double-digit scoring, on a night where the Warriors had a weird circumstance to start. Jimmy Butler named in the starting lineup, but he wasn't out there for tip-off. He wasn't on the bench. Jimmy out for personal reasons. That can throw a wrench in things really early. Not the case for the Dubs, who adjusted well.
No, the Warriors really did adjust well to Jimmy Butler's absence, and the way they did that was just with pure offensive aggressiveness by everybody on the floor, all right? The bench had 70 points tonight. I'm telling you, this is a season high.
Woo!
70 points by the bench, led by DeAnthony Melton, and just it feels like the team is in a really good groove. 34 assists, the ball was hopping around, and you're going against the number one, what feels like it was the number one offense in the month of January so far in the Charlotte Hornets. They've been playing incredible basketball. It seemed like it could have been a trap game, but the Warriors really came and took care of business, did everything they were supposed to do offensively to get this win tonight, Mully.
Yeah, and Steve Kerr inserted Will Richard into the starting lineup because of his IQ. Very comfortable in that starting lineup. Got double figures. Very efficient game for Will, replacing Jimmy Butler. And Fesh, mentioned the 34 assists, just 12 turnovers. That's really been the key for the Warriors. You know, they're now 5-1 on this homestand, taking much better care of the basketball. And that gives them shots on goal. It helps their defense. And tonight, just an offensive clinic. You know, both halves, they kind of dominated. And the Hornets, they made a few runs, but they could not sustain the offensive power that the Warriors had. 8 players in double figures, so tremendous offensive game. And now they got a back-to-back here to finish the homestand. Really important. They've got to get one. Hopefully they can get 2 of those games.
All right, Con Knippel made it a 3-point game. Then the Warriors rattled off a 13-2 run as they arrive at a wire-to-wire win on one of those unique games where Draymond Green scored more than Steph Curry tonight. We got to hear from Draymond with Fitz and Pookie.
So Draymond Green, you must love playing the Charlotte Hornets. You were fantastic December 31st, 20 tonight with 4 made threes. What is it about the color teal that gets you going?
It's their coach doing that. It didn't work last time, but I guess he thought it, I guess he thought it worked a little bit. So I just had to make them pay. Steph told me at the beginning of the game, like, stay aggressive. If they're going to guard us like this, we've seen everything. Stay aggressive and make them pay for it. So that's what I wanted to do.
I mean, you touched on, I was going to ask you about, you hit the 4 threes tonight. They weren't guarding you out there. You made them pay, but also driving, working off of Steph. How much do you enjoy that aspect of the game when you see Steph is being guarded a certain way, you kill him?
Well, you know, after 14 years of playing together, we've seen every defensive scheme you can imagine. And, you know, when they're focused on just completely taking him out the game, like, you know what that coach said. They don't care if they win. We just have to take him out the game. And when you do that, everybody else make you pay. I had a good game. Mel had a big game. BP had a good game. Everybody had a good game. So when you play that defense, everybody wins.
Draymond, put it in perspective. The team is 11-4 the last 15. You're 5-1 on this homestand. You talked about after the Clipper game how physically you were beaten up, but you're shooting 40% on threes on this homestand. This part of the schedule and the way you've taken advantage of it couldn't have come at a better time.
It definitely couldn't have. You know, you get stuck in these dog days. It's great for us to be home, and at least you're kind of in the rhythm and, you know, get your rest. You're kind of in that routine. So, you know, we knew we needed to take advantage of this homestand, you know, especially with where our record is. It's time to gain some ground and heading into the All-Star break. So, you know, we've tried to take advantage, and, you know, tonight was another example of it.
Draymond, you mentioned multiple guys playing well. What can you say about your bench? When you're getting 70 points from your bench.
First time all year.
That is unbelievable.
It is. You know, I feel like I'm a broken record, but since DeAnthony Melton and Al Horford has been back, they've really shored up our bench unit. You know, you're starting to see the team that Mike Dunleavy put together. You know, we weren't able to see that the first 30 games or so with the injuries, but you're finally starting to be able to see the vision. And, you know, it's coming together at a great time for us. We need those guys to play well. They're connectors. And, you know, it's been good to have those guys back and playing the way they are.
Now, Draymond, whenever you get to play with a big who's good defensively, I'll go back to you and Bogut, but you and Al, all defense chops for both you guys. When you're in there together, it's kind of fun.
Well, Al is one of those guys where you can just kind of do things and you don't have to even say it. He's just going to read it. And, I've had the honor, like you said, of playing with an Andrew Bogut, a Zaza Pachulia, different guys who you just go and they read it. And Kevon Looney, and Al is that on steroids. He really, really sees the game from a different angle, and which allows me to kind of float around and be disruptive. But then also Quentin Post. Quentin Post has been incredible defensively this year, so I got to give him a lot of credit as well. When we're in that first unit, playing next to Quentin Post allows me some freedom as well. So it's been good, and it's been great to see his growth on that side.
You're giving a lot of love to your teammates, but you're so great defensively, people have to be careful not to take it for granted. That play where you guys actually challenged it and Brandon Miller's driving into you, open court, elusive player, you're in front of him, you draw the charge there, a successful challenge. Just plays like that you've been making against Karl-Anthony Towns the last game. This is something you do so often. Talk to me about the mentality you come into these games with. Obviously, it's a natural thing for you. You're the defender. But making plays like that consistently is uncommon. It's common for you.
Well, I'm always just trying to put out a fire. If you can save 2 or 3 of those baskets in transition when we're at a disadvantage, that could be the game. We always look at the last 3-4 plays of a game and be like, yo, if that didn't happen, they win this game. But it's plays like that that's in the flow of the game that if you can, hey, baby, if you can stop 1, 2, 3 of those plays, it's number one to change the momentum. That's all of a sudden a 5-point swing. If he makes that layup, we don't challenge, and he knocks the free throw down, that's 3 points for them. And in turn, we get to stop and we get a bucket, 5-point swing for us. And earlier in the season, those 5-7-point swings have been going against us. Now we're starting to get them going in our favor, so it's good.
Draymond, thanks for being generous with your time. Get to that beautiful family.
Thank you.
You got everybody there. Daddy Draymond in the building. Draymond Green, spectacular tonight. He had 20. He led the way defensively. 70 points off the bench. And look at the Dubs. 5-1 in the homestand. 11-4 in the last 15. And DJ likes it. Bring on Miami Monday night.
Good.
Hey, listen, the way the Dubs played tonight, I thought for sure that ball was going in for DJ. But listen, Draymond talking about the dog days. Are you sure it's not every player had the dog in them tonight? Draymond setting a tone.
Ooh, okay,
Draymond setting a tone as the team was on fire tonight.
I mean, if you're winning games, there's no dog days when you're winning games, okay? So let's get that clear. Draymond, I thought he did a great job of reading the defense. And, being aggressive tonight. Mully says this all the time. When he's aggressive, the offense works better. And that's just, it's common sense, but it makes the floor shrink. The defense they can't go out there and help on Steph. Because like you say, if you double team Steph like this, Draymond's wide open. If he's wide open, he's got to take those shots. If he takes those shots and make them, and you make the defense pay, then they loosen up.
And this just in, every single night, the opposing defense is going to try and take Steph Curry away.
What?
So it's important.
Really?
I've been watching for a few years
They're
now.
going to fall into the tunnel? They're going to follow him into the tunnel?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
but those shots that are yielded to Draymond, GP2, it's so important they knock them down. Those shots are going to be there. Tonight he made them pay. He needs to continue to do that each and every game.
All right, we are just getting started on Warriors Postgame Live with the fans crowding in behind us. They saw a show tonight. We've got more show coming up for you. Special guest, new Giant skipper Tony Vitello joins us live on set. And, of course, you'll hear from Steve Kerr with his thoughts about this game. 20-point blowout over the Hornets. More to come.